corporations and businesses, it is a part of the way you make money is by being tax efficient.
Exactly.
And using all of the government subsidies to your advantage. And I think people forget that they can also do that too. Like there's this guy, I forget his name, but he wears a suit with a bunch of question marks all over it.
The Riddler.
Nah, I don't remember.
He's a Batman villain.
But no, he's like an actual guy. And what he does is he teaches you how to get money from the government, how to get free money. So for example, if you want to take a continuing education course, any continuing education, it doesn't even have to be at a college.
What's continuing education?
Learning stuff from a teacher. Like VRA could be a continuing education. Full-time filmmaker could be continuing education.
Yeah, like the film school I went to 2 years ago, that was what did you literally just say?
Continuing education.
That's what it was. It was like
so the government will pay you. It's shot back there somewhere. They'll pay you like $2,500 cash, but even if your continuing education costs $1,000, you get to take a continuing education course, and you get the money on top. And you know what I find really strange is a lot of people in poverty, poor people, myself included, have a really interesting relationship to money, because usually we see money as evil because we do not have money, and we see a lot of bad being done for the sake of money. So to want money almost feels immoral. It's kind of strange. Like it's very, very weird to not want to work more hours, and to not want to get a raise, and to not want, like, people will work 3 jobs, 70 hours a week, busting their butt, but they don't want to get rich because they think, oh, rich people are the bad people. It's a weird mindset around money, and I've had to learn how to break out of that myself. Because you can self-sabotage. You can intentionally make yourself fail, because you know if you succeed, you'll have money. And if you think, and you believe that money equals bad, you believe money equals evil, so you choose to avoid money because you choose to avoid evil. Yeah, because you're like, man,
fuck my landlord. He's such a fucking bitch, blah, 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 always doing this. Like, he's so rich, and I'm, or like, oh man, fuck these Wall Street guys, fuck these businesses, corporations are evil, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, money is a tool, first of all, but number 2, it's something that only amplifies who you really are deep down inside. Like, if you are a shitty person and you have a lot of money, guess what? You're going to be an even shittier person, because you're going to be able to exert a lot of power, because money equals, everything. So it's like, if you are a really good person and you have very good intentions and you've got a lot of money, you're going to be a really awesome force for good. And unfortunately, a lot of those types of stories don't get highlighted because they're not sensational. They're not really fun to talk about. Like, and also, most of those people with really good intentions and humble hearts are not going around bragging about how much they're donating or giving or helping.
And they're also they choose to be taxpayers. Like, I think about Ethan and Hila. They're in California, where there's like an almost 50% tax for being self-employed. And they're like, we could dodge this. Like, we have lawyers, like we have attorneys, like we have ways to make sure that like we could dodge this, because that's how business runs these days. But we choose not to, because we know we want to be taxpayers. We want to be contributing members of society.
Here's my thought on that: is taking advantage of the system is not necessarily inherently like a bad thing. Taking advantage means you are literally going ahead, as long as you're abiding by the rules. I'm like, if you're breaking rules, and
but they're loopholes. It's intentional. They're made to be broken almost.
Kinda, yeah. But what I'm saying is if there are those types of things, like for example, Ethan and Neela paying a lot of taxes, that's their prerogative, whatever, blah blah blah. But I mean, the government has shown us time and time again that they are really not to be trusted with our resources.
They mismanage money terribly.
Money, because
I'd rather take a tax loophole and have an extra $100,000 a year, and then I get to choose where that $100,000
the good goes to, and all that kind of stuff.
I get to say I'm going to take it to that charity. I get to say I'm going to help those people. I get to say I'm going to fix this thing. Like, I personally feel like I have a higher moral compass than the cold robotic system of the government.
Here's the problem
they're not so wasteful. God, the government's so wasteful.
Here's the problem with the system is that when there's no effort that is given to get the money. Like, for example, in any business, you've got to work and put forward some sort of like value to the marketplace. You got to solve some sort of problem. You've got to come up with a solution or a product that's better than anything else on the market, and that's the way you succeed. The thing is, the government is not necessarily a business, because the way that they make money is literally just by stealing. I mean, if you think about it, they literally just...
Taxation is theft. What up?
Yeah, and literally, if you think about it, they make money on the front end, and then they figure out what they're going to produce, versus any sort of business is going to produce something, and then they will receive the money for producing that, not the other way around. So their government has no incentive, because the solution to like, oh, we need more money for the budget. Oh, what are we going to do? Not manage our money better, not like, create something better that's going to work more efficiently. That sounds like too much work. Let's just tax the people more and tax businesses more. And unfortunately, the businesses are the people that are very tax savvy, and they can hire the lawyers to get around all those loopholes. And the people that end up paying the full amount of taxes are the lower income and the people that are just hardworking, normal folks.
I've got one for you that blows my mind a little bit, is farmer subsidies. So in the U.S., if you farm beef, pork, chicken, corn, soy, or wheat, the government pays you a shit ton of money.
Yep.
Pretty much your entire operation is paid for by government subsidies. And what happens is the government basically says, we'll pay for your whole operation. You just have to sell schools, dairy and beef and chicken and, pork and, soy and wheat and corn or whatever.
Yeah.
But then the consumer side of things, like the purchaser, like the people,
consumer.
If you're on food stamps, you get those things for free because it's a part of the government subsidy. But if you're just like a regular Joe, like a regular person who goes and buys bread, corn, soy, milk,
advantage of
beef, whatever, you're paying for it, which is so strange. I mean, I even think about the fact that there's a vaccine being developed right now that was paid for by taxpayers, and now the company is upping the price by like 20,000%, like a straight up Skrelly move, and it's like, we paid for this. What do you mean you're charging us $2,000 a dose? Like, we paid for this.
Well, here's the other thing is, the consumer does get to take advantage of a lot of those things in the form of fast food. So like, there's a reason why you can get a burger at McDonald's for $1.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, that should not be possible.
Yeah, it shouldn't be possible. But on a mass scale,
yeah, but like the reason why you can get a beef burger for $1 is because of government subsidies. They can also
blend up stuff that normally you wouldn't be able to eat, like the joint cartilage. And hope you enjoyed that clip. If you'd like to see the full episode, click right here. If you'd like to subscribe, click here. If you'd like more clips, we got 2 more right over here.